Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Today I wanted to talk about the current climate when it comes to travel. And unfortunately, it is a awful time to travel right now. The cost is just flat out too high. I actually had a trip that I wanted to take probably around October of this year. And so about 2 months ago, I looked into flights. Now, it would be a flight from LAX to New York City, which they have back and forth flights all the time. It was astronomically high. It was like $800, which is insane. That is well over double what the normal rate is. You know, with the flights, the airlines, TSA shut down, and the gas for the planes, everything has become so expensive. Hotels are expensive. Even the hostel prices have gone up. So really, travel right now is just not worth it. So what does that mean for you? If you're wanting to travel right now, but you look at those prices like I did, and it's like, I just can't justify paying those prices. What do you do? And so I wanted to give you some tips today for that. Now, my first tip, unfortunately, is going to be just don't travel. I know. You may be like me and you're itching to travel and go on the trips that you had planned. But if you can't afford those crazy prices, or if just in the back of your head, you're like, well, I can't afford it, but it's not worth that, then just don't travel. Instead, take your money, save it, and roll it to next year. Now, who knows what the future holds? I am holding out hope that the prices will come down. With the TSA shutdown and people being let go, all of that mess that went on, that will eventually bounce back. The lines will get shorter and things will slowly go back to normal. Hopefully, the price of gas will go down as well to where we aren't paying so much for the flights. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like all of this inflation is going to end anytime soon. If anything, it's just getting worse. But as far as these one-offs, like the TSA shutdown, try to save your money, roll it to next year, and then travel next year. You may find that in certain areas the prices stayed the same or maybe even went up a little, but in certain areas the prices went down. So just keep an eye on it. There are some apps out there like the Hopper app where you can put in where you want to go, and then it will track and you can keep an eye on when the price is going to drop and maybe buy your tickets then. But my first tip would be don't travel this year, just let it roll to next year. Now, my second tip is going to be if you're wanting to take a very specific trip, maybe hold off on taking that trip and instead take some more local, smaller trips. Depending on where you live, you could do a road trip with friends and go somewhere away from where you're at a little bit of a cheaper rate. For example, I live in Southern California, and so yes, I may want to take a trip where I fly to New York, but I know the prices are high, but I want to get away. I need to get away and take a vacation. I may instead drive up to Northern California and go up there. Maybe I go to Napa, or I go to San Francisco, or maybe I jump over to Vegas. That's always kind of a go-to for people in Southern California. take a weekend trip, go to Vegas. We also have Catalina Island. And if you've never been to Catalina Island, I highly suggest you go because it feels almost like you're in another country, like you're in Italy or Greece. It's just a completely different vibe that you don't expect. And it makes you feel like you're on some type of a really fancy vacation when really you're just several miles off of the coast of California. So I would suggest do maybe some road trips. If you're gonna do the road trips, try to get some friends and family together and everybody pitch in. That will cut down on the cost as well. I know it's not the most ideal thing, but get one hotel room and share it amongst friends. I have slept on the floor in sleeping bags in hotels before to save money. Do what you gotta do if you really want to travel this year. And my third tip is if you really want to travel this year, then watch my video where I talk about ways to save money on travel. There's several videos that I did about how to save money, and if you put all of them together, you will find quite a few ways that you can save money. It may not be the flight, the prices on your flight, but you may be able to, again, get on like the Hopper app and get your flight at a time when it's cheaper, or use loyalty points. Check out those videos because I did give a lot of great tips on how you can save money whenever it comes to travel. If you're yearning to go on a trip this year and you just can't justify the cost, believe me, I sympathize with you. I had a whole trip planned and I wanted to do it, and I just can't validate spending all of that extra money. So I'm going to postpone that trip, maybe do some smaller trips to kind of make up for it, but you're not alone. Everyone else in this country is suffering from the cost of everything being so high. Hopefully this video will help you. If you have any ideas of how you can save money on your trips, maybe you looked into booking a trip and you saw really crazy prices, I would love to hear your comments on that. Feel free to leave them below and I will get to them as soon as I can. And if you have any questions, then leave those as well. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Bye!